This week on Silver Screen, we help you prepare for our PBIS evaluation, take a look behind the scenes of the welding class, and check out last weekend's baseball team talent show.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, March 18th, and your Silver Screen report starts now.
Next week, the PBIS SET team will be pulling students and teachers from the cafeteria, commons, and classrooms to quiz them about their knowledge of the 3 R's. This week, Caleb Hanna has a preview pop quiz in our first edition of Common Knowledge.
We're in the Commons this week for our first ever edition of Common Knowledge. This week, we quiz students on PBIS.
What are the 3 R's of PBIS?
Do you know them?
No.
What are the 3 R's of PBIS?
Reputable, responsible, and respect, I believe.
The 3 R's of this school. Respect.
Be responsible, respectful.
Responsible, respectful, and
responsible, respectful, and reputable.
What can you do with that classy cash?
I can get extra credit.
I have no idea.
You can pay for an ID, I know that for sure.
And how can you get classy cash?
For following those rules over there, but being responsible, respectful, and reputable.
Do some things for teachers, like help somebody out in the hallway.
Be good in class. Don't get any write-ups, I guess.
Being respectful, doing things for your teachers.
By doing good things, helping out. If somebody drops their books on the ground, pick it up. Just being a good student overall.
So remember, Foxes, be responsible, be respectful, and be reputable.
So, Sarah Emily, you know how Monday was Pi Day?
Yeah, I saw Mrs. McGinty and Mr. Herring sporting their Pi Day t-shirts.
They weren't the only ones celebrating 3.14. Blaze Pizza offered $3.14 pies all day Monday, and the line was out the door. Senior Vincent Davis was one person who was patient enough to wait in the long line.
We got there, and the line was long. I mean, long. And but we got there, and they did. I kind of think it was neat that it was a pizza day, and then it kind of changed the price down to $3, and you know, pie is like 3.14 type thing. It was a little small stuff, but I mean the pizza was real good, and I mean I enjoyed myself, but the line was long.
I don't know that I would have that kind of patience.
I would, but only if it was for pumpkin pie.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students about their favorite kind of pie.
My favorite pie is cherry pie because it's delicious.
My favorite kind of pie is apple pie because I like the taste of it.
My favorite kind of pie is pecan pie because we have it every Thanksgiving at my grandma's house and we argue over how to say it, if it's pecan or pecan.
My favorite kind of pie is cherry pie with a cup of coffee because it works really well together and it tastes good and it's nice and warm and happy and awesome.
The Math Pie! In another new segment this week, Thomas DeSoto takes us into the principal's office.
Alright, so chances are you've seen Principal Greg Owings walking around in the hallways, and he's maybe even come into your classroom. But I bet a lot of you don't know him. So, I decided to sit down and get to know the man.
I had a great childhood, had an older brother and myself, and was very active in sports, loved sports, and that's what kind of led me into being in education. At first I thought I wanted to be a dentist, but I just enjoyed being around sports and being around kids, and played sports in high school, and got a scholarship to the Citadel to play football, but changed my mind, went to the University of South Carolina, met my wife, and got married after college, and went into physical education and became a teacher and coach at Spring Valley, and did that for 16 years. Came to Dutch Fork for 4 years, so this is my 43rd year in education. Also, we had civil rights going on, and African Americans weren't given the same privileges that whites were, and a lot of rioting, a lot of people that were upset about that across the country. So it was a great time. Some of the greatest music in the world was back in the 60s when I was in high school. You had the Motown, you had the Beatles, and all the great bands back then, but you had some difficult things going on too with the unrest in America.
I noticed you had some items over here. You mind if we take a look at them?
This is my grandson. He's 7 and lives in Lexington. He's a great little ball player. This is kind of this is my wife. I've been married to for 42 years, and my oldest daughter, Christy, her husband, Adam, my youngest daughter, Erin, and big Notre Dame fan. My brother went to Notre Dame and played football, so I'm always a big Notre Dame fan with my grandson and wife, and a couple pictures of my family down here at the bottom growing up, and my daughter's at her porch, my parents right here, my brother, the medals from state championships that we won. Some different information from both my high school, Spring Valley and Dutch Fork. I love to keep those to remember great things that have happened with the students that I work with. For me, I've always been pretty focused. I always kind of know what I want to do and set goals for myself. I think when I coached, I used to tell my players to write down 3 goals they have for their life. I think also being positive. You always got to have a positive outlook on your life because we're all going to get knocked down. We're all going to have disappointments, but how you respond to that is the true test of your person.
The SAT word of the week is familiarize, a verb meaning to make or become acquainted with or knowledgeable about.
The Cates Center offers many career-related courses, but welding is one of the most popular programs there. Malik Brazil checks it out.
The welding class is one of the most prominent programs offered at the Cates Center.
Welding is a very, very popular program. Every year we have more people who want to take welding than we have seats. So we have 2 first-year classes and 2 second-year classes. So we can accommodate 36 in each level. And we usually have between 55 and 75 students who want to take the first-year class. So it's a very popular class. So students who actually get to enroll in welding should consider themselves lucky.
I chose welding because I would like to hopefully take it as a career path.
Of all the classes at the Cates Center, when we took the tour in I think 8th grade, this class is like the best class just because of all the activity.
In the course, students learn all kinds of different welding strategies.
I have learned about many different types of welding and how to run beads and how to weld.
There are 4 main welding positions. I've learned how to weld in all of those positions, and I've learned about all the arrays of types of welding and everything that people can do.
They have to practice the same thing over and over and over again until they can do it really well and show that they've mastered that technique. So that's what they do in the first year. In the second year, they review all of those same basic techniques, and towards the end of the year, they get to design a project that they want to do.
Welding is a very lucrative skill that opens up many career opportunities.
It's helped me get ready for the job. It's teaching me how to weld and the knowledge behind welding.
I see it taking me everywhere, you know, basically like any place that involves like any type of engineering, because that's my goal, to be an engineer. I think this class will not only take me there, but take me beyond that.
You make a lot of money in welding. It does, so for someone who's not really interested in a lot of bookwork types of education, welding provides opportunities for students to get certified based on what they can do. So the test is, can you do this kind of weld? And does it hold? And so if you can pass those kinds of tests, then you can get a job as a basic welder. Then to move up in welding, you have to do a little bit of book work. And the more you study and the more you move up, you can make lots of money.
This has been Malik Brazil with your Silverstone Report.
Last Saturday, the baseball team strutted their stuff in front of a packed auditorium at their annual talent show.
I was familiar with 2 of the songs. I was not familiar with 2 of the songs. So it's basically, because I don't have time coaching baseball, I told my daughter to get prepared by dancing. She had danced to Roar many a times, and I just basically rode up and down the road listening to these songs for the last 2 weeks.
The first time we picked out what we were gonna do, and then the second time we made up the moves, and the third time we practiced moves.
It brought us together because we had to work together and make sure our act was good enough.
I went to some of my friends' houses every other day, and we kind of just kept singing kept listening to this song over and over in the car, and then we just kind of kept learning the lyrics.
Individuality within the players resulted in a wide range of favorite experiences and talents.
My favorite part was the magic show because, you know, it just blew me away. The magic was very good and high quality. It blew me away.
My favorite part about the talent show is each year I've been involved, I've got to do something with my daughter, Ashton Grace, and I'm away from her during the season a lot, so I get to do something with her. And Jalen McDuffie, who was the Baller sisters, put on a show that I will never forget.
Favorite part was right before we started, we kind of didn't think anyone would show up because it's just like a baseball talent show, but it was like a full house, like a bunch of people showed up. So that was probably my favorite part, just as so many people showing up to support the baseball team.
Although the boys were pleased with the talent show this year, there are aspects of it that the players want improved for next year.
I would make some of the other people who didn't try come up with more creative acts.
The only thing I'm changing is I'm retired. I've won it one time and it's all about the kids. They're going to have to bring it next year in order to win the talent show, but I'm retired. I'm one and done. I've gotten the belt and I'll let them be the show next year.
This has been Sarah Emily Risch with your Silver Screen Report.
The baseball players weren't the only athletes in the spotlight this week. Let's go to Sam Aaron for this week's Silver Screen Sports Report.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off with a rundown of this week's sports. The boys baseball team took on the Blythewood Bengals this week, ending in a 7-5 win in extra innings. The boys soccer team fought hard, losing to the Bengals 3-2. The girls soccer team also took on Blythewood. We caught up with midfielder Abby Bass as well as coach Mike Malden to learn about the team.
I would say that we're very determined because we've had a lot of injuries and we lost a lot of players last year, so we've kind of had to rebuild our team and work together.
This team is very competitive, on and off the field, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's at a fundraiser, or whether it's between these silver lines out here. It's a very competitive group.
Although the team has faced adversity, they maintain a positive attitude and focus on the future.
We've had a lot of injuries this year which have hampered us a little bit, but still we've competed in every game. It doesn't matter who it is. We've competed and competed well.
This year's different because last year we had 8 seniors, and so this year we've had to fill in a lot of new starting positions.
The good thing is that we have people that have stepped up. We have people that have stepped in and took the place of those people we lost.
Unfortunately, the Foxes' comeback wasn't enough. They lost in penalty kicks 3-2. The boys lacrosse team traveled up to Greenville to play Riverside, losing on a controversial call 8-7. And lastly, the boys tennis team had a dominating week, beating Irmo 4-2 and Blythewood 5-1. That's all for your sports. Now back to you guys.
Thanks for that update, Sam. And now for some announcements. At Monday's school board meeting, the board voted to forgive 2 of the days we missed in October during the floods. We still have one more makeup day, though, which will be on Monday, April 18th. It will be an A Day. If you're interested in becoming a delegate for Palmetto Boys and Girls State, applications are due in the school counseling office Monday. Have you ordered your yearbook yet? Go to johnsonsyearbooks.com to order yours today. Here's Lindsay with more.
Thanks, Sarah Emily. The Community Book Club will be discussing Salt to the Sea and Rendezvous with Rama at its April 7th meeting in the Media Center. You can read one book or both, and there will be snacks. We're running out of time for submissions to the literary magazine. Email your original poetry, short stories, plays, and artwork to the dflitmag@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Next Friday is a holiday, so we'll see you after spring break.
No, last weekend.
But I feel so awkward because I'm just
pulling students and teachers from the cafeteria, commons.
Friday?
So hard to look at you like when we're trying to be kind of serious. Because we're never serious about anything. That was
I was like, what?